Are you known for making questionable financial decisions? I got another one for you. Buy an old school Land Cruiser. This thing adds up real quick. We're gonna give you a price breakdown because this shit ain't cheap. So I've been a big fan of 60 Series Land Cruiser for a long time. This one's a 1990 FJ62. It's the last year that this model was made. And I was basically randomly looking on the web for years. Found an ad for this one. It was a 240K mile Ohio small dealership that had this one, but it's a West Coast vehicle. Had all the records, but I had no time to go see it and I wasn't in Ohio. So I basically bought this vehicle without ever seeing it. The guy sent me some videos, sent me a bunch of pictures, answered all my questions, paid 600 bucks and had it shipped to my house. And then we started the build, and luckily I wasn't scammed and it actually was a real vehicle. So we're gonna break down everything we've done to it so far. Everything from rear bumper to the front bumper, roof rack, and even inside. The first thing we did was basically fix everything that was broken on it. So the 4x4 transfer case was not engaging, had to fix that. There's a big dent in the AC condenser. It's like a radiator. It was actually working, but we decided to just swap that because knowing my luck, if I drive on my first trip, it's gonna go out as soon as I need to use it. So swap that out. And then we started replacing the entire suspension. We put a Dobinson's MRR suspension on it, new leaf springs, brand new shocks, all the bushings, everything was replaced top to bottom, the front linkage, just everything we found, even the bump stops we replaced. We went ahead and decided to slap timbered bump stops in here. We put them in the front and the rear because it's a straight axle on both sides. Really, really nice product, and kind of just something that could take a beating and is always gonna be reliable. From that point on, it was now lifted. The suspension was basically completely fresh. And so we put on the wheels and tires. We went with some retro, steely, kind of Japanese Land Cruiser wheels, wrapped those in 31-inch Firestone Destination XTs. And then from that point, we started looking for armor. The bumpers, front and back, are from Dobinson's. Going along with the front bumper, we slapped in a rug cell synthetic rope winch. Went through a couple of different winches to figure out which would be the perfect one for the bumper. I'm really happy with how that one came out. And then we put rock sliders from White Knuckle Off-Road. Next, we added the roof rack, and that's from Front Runner Outfitters. Really nice platform rack, goes really well with the vehicle. On top of the roof rack, we picked up a pair of Max Tracks from Spirit of 1876 in Colorado. And then it was all about the interior pretty much from that point on. And so we started sound dampening everything. So as we took things apart, we started sound dampening inside the doors, sound dampening the floors. And then we went on to the seats and even reupholstering some of the door panels. So there was rips and tears in the wheel well. The seats weren't even matching. The rears were from a different Land Cruiser with a gray interior. The front were brown. So we went with Spectre Off-Road. They make a upholstery kit that sends you all the kind of seat covers, but you have to take apart the entire seat and replace even the foam that you sit on. So we put brand new foam, high density foam in there, made the seats way more comfortable, and then replaced anything that was broken inside. This vehicle doesn't have cup holders, so we even had like 3D printed cup holders made and started installing those in the vehicle. And then we replaced the speakers while we had the doors removed. And the only thing we haven't done yet is get behind the dashboard and finish kind of upholstering that, doing some sound dampening, maybe swapping out the head unit, making sure everything's fixed back there, checking the wiring. Another thing we did inside the engine bay is we took the hood and we went ahead and put lift struts on instead of the old school stick method, just to modernize it a little bit. Don't mind my ducks. We're on the farm here. And then she's running around. In our tailgate, we used to just have a piece of carpet covering it. So we went ahead and slapped on a Mountain Hatch tailgate table. It's basically one big cutting board, really rugged and heavy duty. We modified a hitch that we found on eBay. It said Land Cruiser, didn't really say the year. Looked like it would fit, so we picked that up. That pretty much wraps up everything that we've installed on this thing. It's kind of in its final form. A lot of what we're gonna do now is just little tiny tweaks as things break. We'll fix things and keep trying to restore it, fix any rust issues we find as we go, and just try our best to keep it kind of in good condition. And then we're going to take it on some trails and obviously build some memories with it as well. All right, so now the price breakdown. Starting in the rear bumper from Dobinson's, $2,500. Front bumper from Dobinson's as well, $1,500. Roof rack from Front Runner Outfitters, $1,500. The rock sliders, White Knuckle Off-Road, $900. Wheels and tires, 170 bucks each wheel times 5 wheels, looking at around 850. Then the tires, 200 bucks a tire, 5 tires, 1,000 bucks there. The suspension, Dobinson's MRR, replaced literally everything on it, and this includes the front stabilizer dampener shock. Totals $4,000. Moving on to the inside, we reupholstered all the seats, we reupholstered all the door panels ourselves, we reupholstered, you know, the wheel wells. Totals around $2,500. Then miscellaneous expenses that we kind of tacked on when we started fixing things. We sound dampened inside, speaker replacements, things like that, you know, 3D printed cup holders, shocks for the hood. Totals around $2,000 spent there. Original repairs after we got it, fixed a 4x4 transfer case, fixed the AC condenser. Totals around $4,000 there. Unbranded random eBay hitch, 300 bucks. Pair of Max Tracks, 300 bucks. Rug cell, synthetic rope, winch, 500 bucks. Timbered bump stops, 500 bucks. And then the price of the vehicle, 25,000 bucks is what we paid. Add tax, tag, and title, another 2K there. And then tack on, you know, the $500 to ship it to us, Amazon Prime. So as you can see, this stuff adds up really, really fast, but it's a dream project of mine, a vehicle I've always wanted. So for me, no brainer. But here's a list of a bunch of random stuff that you could have bought instead with the same money.